Welcome to Smart Conserver.
It was about 11 a.m. one Saturday morning. That's when we got a chance to leave the house to purchase what we should have purchased the day before. I opened the gate and I stood by it. Looking down the road, I finally saw a family strolling down my road. The family, which made up of a female, a male, and a child. I stood watching them as the car would not leave the driveway as they were walking in the middle of the road nearing my house. The male and the female smiled at me. I returned the smile. The gentleman uttered something when he reached near my house, but I didn't hear him. So I went a bit closer. Then he said hi. I returned the greetings. The little one said hi too in her soft, childish voice. I smiled and I said hi. The gentleman introduced his family, then he spoke, telling me that he takes his family on evening walks and passes the house on multiple occasions at nights just to see the well-lit house and garden. He expressed his approval of the lights at nights. I smiled and I expressed my gratitude. I introduced them to the channel, letting them know that it is able to show them ways to save on light and water. After all that, they said their goodbyes, including the little one. By this time, the car reversed out of the driveway. I locked up and I went about my business. That experience led me to do this vlog, just to let you know that you can add whimsy to your garden and you can enjoy it as well as others without the worries of paying the light people. What is a whimsical garden though? Well, it's combining plants and flowers that suit and stand out in its surrounding while adding accessories, decorations, and even lighting. There are steps to achieve this whimsical garden. First, you need to choose a theme for your garden. It can be any theme. People choose themes like butterfly garden themes or even dragonfly themes. You know the dragonflies? Yeah, they choose that as theme as well. Whatever theme you choose, that's the first step you need to decide how you set up the whimsical garden. The theme I chose for my front garden was a beach underwater theme. The next thing you need to do is to search for accents to match your chosen theme. For my chosen theme, it was easy. I sometimes visit the beach and collect driftwood, so that could have been my accent. In fact, because I chose the beach underwater theme, I had pieces of driftwood in my garden. Eventually though, I started to remove them to around the back as I started to grow orchids on them. I wanted some sea creatures as my accents as well, so I searched the internet for resin sea creatures. Sometime I realized it's far cheaper searching for things that you need outside of a certain category. So, for instance, because I wanted the sea creatures, I didn't search under the category of garden decor. I just searched for under all department for sea creatures. And this is how I found the sea creatures that I liked and I got. When I received those sea creatures, I placed them in my garden and they matched the chosen theme. Remember, these were not listed on the net as garden accents, as the ones listed as such was pretty expensive. I purchased and placed my garden sea creatures such as lobsters, crabs, seahorses, and in a tribute to my living turtle, I added a turtle itself. The accents you need can be made by you. Have you watched a vlog making a starfish stepping stone? Well, if you haven't, I will attach it to the end of this video for you to see. That starfish stepping stone I added was to create whimsy as well. I also have 2 turtle stepping stones that I made also. I didn't video that. I have some 3D garden stakes that I made. These were in the shape of turtle. I made those for the garden as well. Accents are not hard to make, You just need to form out a mold. Or you can even buy the molds. So once you choose a theme and get the accent, then you just start arranging. The aim is not to have a crowded garden. You need it simple yet pretty. You need to try and find things as well that is needed in the garden yet practical. For instance, I had a number of succulents in my front yard in multiple small containers, and all I did was to buy a beach themed display boat tray. And what I did with it, I just bored 2 holes at the bottom, and there it goes. I transformed it into a planter. This boat tray looked great in the garden. If I don't tell you that it was a boat tray, then you can't know that it wasn't intended to be a planter. While all the things you do to make your garden whimsical, it may end up being unique, and you add your own touch and fill the garden with fanciful decor. But what's whimsy without lights? Add the lights to enhance your garden, man. And remember, use the one that you don't need to pay a bill for. Just go solar. The lights that I use at the front are dust till dawn solar lights. And I have many different types of solar lights. The dust till dawn solar lights are not bright, but when you put them together, it gives great illumination. Around the front, I have used around 9 different types of solar lights. I have used gutter lights, in-ground lights, post lights, metal pipe stake lights, driveway lights, deck lights, pond lights, and even flower pot lights. The gutter lights are clamped onto the fence spikes, shining their downlights on the ground. The in-ground lights are staked in the grass, and this requires periodic cutting, especially after the rains, to prevent the grass from growing and covering the light itself. The post light is for the garden pipe, which was shielded in a do-it-yourself post. The metal pipe light, however, is placed on the opposite side of the low water faucet. That actually works, and at night it looks like it's running LED lights. The stake lights are at the side of the driveway, forming a web-like design on the driveway and the grass when it is lit. The driveway lights now are at the side of the driveway, and these lights are so durable that even if driven over by a car, then they would not be damaged. The deck lights are placed on the columns, and as the name states, pond lights, this is placed in the fountain. As there are flowers on the carport, then solar flower pot lights are in every planter. The light alone only show what else you can do to add whimsy. There's also a hummingbird feeder there as well. And to further add whimsy, you can add flower pot stakes and huggers. Whatever you add to your garden is all up to you. Get creative. Make those decor. Add those lights. And remember, you do keep conservation in mind so that you can save that money in your pocket.
You have come to the end of another series. Join us next time for more ways to conserve.